A 7 on Your Side exclusive. An undercover investigation after a string of daylight smash and grabs in Northwest.
ABC7 dropping a decoy car right in the middle of the crime zone, and wouldn't you know it, the thieves take the bait.
That's right. Our Scott Taylor live now with the chaos that came after. Scott.
If you talk to anybody who lives in this neighborhood, they'll tell you, listen, smash and grabs are out of control. So we use this decoy car right here and take a look. It didn't take long for us to confirm that. The I-Team parked our decoy car in a neighborhood that's seen a rash of daylight break-ins in less than 3 hours. We noticed these two men walking by our vehicle several times, and then in seconds, they move in. One shatters the window, and another grabs our bag we left on the front seat. We call 911. And as we're giving the details of the crime we just caught on video to the D.C. police officer who responded, this happens. Those are the guys right there. I spot the two men driving by who just broke into our decoy vehicle. D.C. police go after them. Police make the stop a block away.
What's going on? You trying to get away from me or something?
Nah, because he hit, I thought, like, I don't know which side you guys want me to go.
Are these the same two men who moments ago you saw break into our decoy car? Police find our laptop tossed a few feet away, and crime scene investigators pull her bag out from inside the suspect's vehicle. Both men are handcuffed and taken away. So our window is long gone. Monday at 11, we dig deeper. The I-Team investigation continues, and we're going to ask some tough questions, including questioning the D.C. police to find out what exactly they're doing about all these smash and grabs. Live in Northwest D.C., Scott Taylor, ABC 7 News.
7 on Your Side, I-Team alert. Out of control smash and grabs in one section of Northwest. Last week, ABC7 planted a decoy car, and thieves, they took the bait.
And if you think lightning doesn't strike twice, well, it did. Our Scott Taylor live in the neighborhood where a second bait car was hit by different thieves. Scott, it seems to be pretty easy to catch these guys.
Yeah, so far it has been. You know, people here say it's just ridiculous. We do know criminals use these, a center punch. You can buy it on the internet for about $10. They'll come up to your car, they'll shatter the window, they will grab whatever they can reach, and then they're left a big mess for you to clean up. The I-Team obtained this shocking video showing a man in the 2nd District breaking into a car in broad daylight. You can't walk very far along these streets and not run into frustrated residents who say they're noticing an alarming rise in smash and grabs.
I see broken glass from cars every single day when I walk my dog. It's constant, it's at all different streets, and it's almost impossible to catch people because it's so fast. D.C.
police data show in the 2nd District so far this year, 618 thefts from autos, a 22% drop compared to the same time last year. What the data doesn't include how many of those thefts are smash and grabs. So after seeing this daring daylight theft, we set up our own bait car with multiple cameras, tossed in a laptop computer and some ABC 7 News swag, plus a note in a black bag. Bad guy. See you on ABC 7 News at 11, smiley face. It didn't take long for two men to spot our black bag in the front seat of our decoy car and strike. While we're alerting police, the same two men come back and drive right by us. Those are the guys right there. Police pulled them over, both arrested for theft from a vehicle and destruction of property. Our laptop tossed just a few feet away from their car and our black bag removed from their vehicle. They're issued a citation and are now back on the street. If convicted, they face up to 180 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Can you tell me why you broke into our vehicle?
Sir, not right now. It's a pending investigation as of right now, so we'll take it from here.
24 hours later, we're back with our bait car again on the same street. In less than 15 minutes, two men shatter our window and take off with their bag.
I think there should be harsher penalties for the offenders.
2nd District Commander Melvin Gresham says many smash and grab thieves in the district have a history of robberies and, if convicted, are ordered by the court to stay away from the neighborhood where they committed the crime. The I-Team wants to know if we're so successful with our bait cars, Why aren't D.C. police using decoy cars too?
We haven't used bait cars in some time, but you'd have to speak with our legal counsel as to the reason why we don't use that more frequently.
Officials with the law department tell us that they can't publicly talk about bait cars. Over the weekend, D.C. police out here putting up flyers on window shields telling people to make sure they take any valuables in your car in the house. Be safe, everybody. Scott Taylor, ABC 7 News.
Northwest D.C. 7 on your side catching not one, but two pairs of criminals breaking into our bait cars. Investigative reporter Scott Taylor, who has been all over this, is now discovering why some criminals focus on this type of crime. They realize if you're caught, you get somewhat of a get-out-of-jail-free card.
The I-Team just uncovered how quickly these criminals work in Northwest D.C. 15 minutes in, thieves shatter the window of her bait car and take off with her bag. So far this year, 620 thefts from vehicles in the 2nd District. People who live here want it stopped.
600?
Are you surprised by that number?
I am shocked. They have to, can't they catch these people?
So far this year, the 3rd District leads the way in thefts from autos with more than 1,000. Our bait car worked so well, we caught on video a second pair breaking in, and after we spotted them driving down the street, D.C. police arrested them. The I-Team wants to know why D.C. police aren't using bait cars to put a stop to all these smash and grabs.
It's just not worth it.
D.C. police tell us it's a legal issue, but D.C. Police Union Chairman Matt Mall says it's all about risk and reward.
In this case, the labor intensiveness and the monetary intensiveness of a bait car program to get a small reward, it just isn't feasible.
The small reward turns out to be just a citation for thieves, which is exactly what our two suspects got, who we caught on video breaking into our bait car after the police arrested them. Both back on the street within hours, and we already witnessed right in front of our cameras smash and grab thieves like to return to the scene of the crime. Those are the guys right there. If convicted, suspects do face up to 180 days in jail. If you want to see how these smash and grab thieves work, we have all of our bait car video up on our website, WJLA.com. Just click on the 7 on your side tab or search bait. Scott Taylor, ABC 7 News.
The 7 on your side I-Team all over a string of smash and grabs in Northwest D.C. One of our bait cars got hit within 15 minutes. D.C. police arrested two bad guys who broke into our other bait car. Now the I-Team Scott Taylor is taking our investigation to Mayor Bowser's office. Now Scott, we want to know, when you talked to the mayor, what did you find out?
Yeah, well, this is crazy stuff. You've seen this story. Everybody's seen this story by now, and residents all over the city not happy with more than 3,800 smash and grabs this year alone in the district. The mayor told me there are too many property crimes happening in D.C. right now. And we parked our bait car out on the street for 2 days. Each time it didn't take long for a pair of criminals to target our vehicle. We caught on video the bad guys shattering our windows and running away with our computer bag. The 7 on your side I-Team discovered D.C. police don't use bait cars for legal reasons. So we asked the mayor today at a press conference if the district is doing enough to put a stop to smash and grabs.
We want to see crime go down in every category, Scott, and we know that we have property crimes that are too many in too many places, and so we are certainly relying on MPD and all the investigative tactics that they have to stop them.
The two suspects arrested in the smash and grab we caught on camera got out of jail with a citation in a matter of hours. The mayor said she would look at our investigation and talk it over with D.C. police. Scott Taylor, ABC 7 News.
Yeah, Scott, I guess one question, though, how soon, once she sees this, can she make some changes? That's one problem. If the guys are back on the street hours later,
yeah,
that isn't the problem.
This is going to be a long process
Yeah.
if you're going to change any ordinance or law in D.C., but I think residents, especially the people who got broken into, they want stiffer penalties, and they want them right now.
And she wants to see your investigation, too. That's a good thing.
Yep.
All right, Scott, nice job.
Well, there was this rash of smash and grabs in D.C., and it got 7 on Your Side's attention last spring. So we planted a bait car and we caught thieves on hidden camera. And it was shocking video of these break-ins right in broad daylight. Look at that. So after our reports aired, there was a flurry of police activity in that neighborhood. Now, 7 on Your Side goes back for a check-in. Has anything changed there? Here's I-Team reporter Scott Taylor.
7 on Your Side undercover this past spring, capturing 3 alarming daylight smash and grabs in Northwest D.C. Those are the guys right there. The I-Team helped police track down 2 of the suspects who were then arrested. ABC 7 News now back in the same neighborhood. Are smash and grabs still an issue?
I've lived here for 5 years, and in the last 2.5 years, my car's been broken into 3 times.
Our bait car back on the street. Over several hours, we waited, but nobody broke in. A huge difference from 2 smash and grabs on our bait car in May, including this one in less than 20 minutes. We ran the numbers, and it appears 7 on Your Side and D.C. police are making a difference. One big change after our first story, D.C. police all over the 2nd District neighborhood. Officers next to our vehicle, walking by, and on bike patrol. Since our original investigation first aired in May, thefts from autos in this district, the 2nd District, have decreased by 24% compared to last year. If you look across the city in Washington, D.C., we've seen a 16% decrease.
It's unfortunate that you had to do that for the, smash-ins to decrease, but at least they're going down.
Auto thefts in 5 of the 7 districts in D.C. continue to drop.
Wow, That's great. That's great. Well, good work. That's what journalism's all about. Go here.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser pitched in too over the summer, distributing warning tickets to not leave valuables in cars. Will the numbers continue to drop? The Metropolitan Police Department doesn't use bait cards because of liability issues. But you never know when 7 on Your Side undercover will be back out on the streets. The 2 suspects we helped track down both took plea deals. One is in a first offender program doing community service. The other is sentenced to 45 days in jail. Scott Taylor, ABC 7 News.